We are just over a month away from the CAA men's basketball tournament in Charleston, South Carolina. Welcome in, folks. I'm Bobby Broyles along with Rob Washburn for CAA Hoops Weekly, presented by Under Armour. A lot of takeaways from last week, Rob, but we lead with the big headline from Boston as Northeastern snapped Hofstra's 16-game winning streak, which was the longest in the nation going into last Saturday.
Yeah, a really complete performance from Northeastern in its 75-61 victory at Matthews Arena. It all started on the defensive end as the Huskies held the league's highest scoring team to its lowest point total of the year on just 39% field goal shooting. With Sean Osius out due to an injury, Donnell Gresham did a great job slowing down Pride standout guard Justin Wright-Foreman, and offensively, All-CAA guard Vasa Pušica led 4 Northeastern players in double figures with 24 points, and the Huskies connected on 9 three-pointers. Northeastern has now won 6 of its last 7 and is 2 games out of the league lead. Before we move on, congratulations to Hofstra for an amazing 2-month run and putting together the second longest winning streak in CAA history. The Pride is still off to its best start ever at the Division I level with a 19-4 mark and still received 6 points this week in the coaches' top 25 poll. Elsewhere around the conference, Charleston pulled into 3rd place after completing a sweep of its 4-game homestand with victories over JMU and Towson. And William & Mary put together back-to-back wins for the first time since late December, beating Drexel and Delaware. The conference remains tight with just 4 weeks to go.
Yep. The countdown continues to the conference tournament as we take a look at a few key matchups this week. Thursday night at 7 on CA.TV and regionally televised on Nesson, Northeastern and William & Mary will square off for the second time this year. Both teams come into this one with a lot of momentum, Rob.
Yeah, no question that both teams are feeling good about themselves after the success they had last week. Now, 2 things stood out in William & Mary's wins over Drexel and Delaware. The first was the balance on offense. The Tribe had 4 players score between 13 and 17 points in both games, with Nathan Knight, Chase Audige, and Justin Pierce putting together back-to-back double-digit efforts. The second was the effort on defense. The Tribe limited Drexel to 32% shooting in the second half and didn't allow a field goal over the final 4 minutes. That momentum carried into Saturday as Delaware shot just 34% for the game. They will need to take that mindset to Boston because Northeastern shot a sizzling 60% from the floor and knocked down 12 threes in a dominant 90-70 win over William & Mary in mid-January. We've been talking for several weeks about how this Huskies team is hitting their stride, and last Saturday's victory over Hofstra showed what makes them so tough to beat. Offensively, Northeastern has 7 players averaging better than 7.5 points per game, and with Vasa Pušica running the show, they do a great job of sharing the ball. Defensively, the Huskies have gotten back to what they did so well a year ago, and that's shutting down the three-point line. In this stretch of 6 wins in 7 games, no opponent has shot better than 36% from beyond the arc, and 4 have been under 30%.
Also on Thursday night at 7, Delaware, who sits at 4th in the standings even after their recent tough road trip, will host the College of Charleston.
Yeah, it was certainly a difficult road swing for the Blue Hens, but now they get to return to the Bob Carpenter Center, where they're 4-1 in CAA play. Delaware was able to get plenty of good looks offensively in both losses, but just struggled to knock down shots from the perimeter, going 9 for 45 from three-point range in the 2 games. Delaware has 2 of the league's top three-point shooters in Ryan Allen and Ithiel Horton, so I wouldn't expect that to be a trend that will continue. The outside shooting woes were compounded by a back injury to leading scorer and post presence Eric Carter that forced him to miss the William & Mary game. Hopefully he's able to recover and get back on the floor. With all the attention around the league on Hofstra and Northeastern, Charleston has quietly strung together 4 straight victories and closing in on another 20-win season under Earl Grant. The Cougars have returned to playing their trademark tough defense, holding all 4 opponents under 60 points during the streak. While the Cougars' offense continues to revolve around Grant Riller and Jarrell Brantley, Charleston is building depth and had 9 guys play double-digit minutes last Saturday against Towson. The Cougars have also been shooting the ball well, connecting on better than 48% of their shots in 6 of the past 8 games.
Well, let's stay with the Cougars as we move on to Saturday at 4 o'clock on CAA.TV. College of Charleston completes their road trip at Drexel.
Yeah, this should be a fun one because the last time these teams met on January 10th, Drexel rallied from a 13-point deficit with 8 minutes to go to knock off Charleston 79-78 and end the Cougars' 22-game home court winning streak. Trevor John and Alihan Demir combined to make 7 three-pointers and score 42 points in that victory, and Troy Harper sealed the win by hitting 3 free throws with a second to play. And the Dragons are coming off a big road win at Elon last Saturday and will look to take advantage of playing 5 of their final 7 games at the DAC, where they've traditionally been tough to beat. Now, along with the revenge factor, this is an important road trip for Charleston. After winning their first 2 CAA road games, the Cougars dropped 3 in a row and will need to reverse that trend to maintain their spot in the upper part of the standings. All 5 Charleston starters scored in double figures for the first time these two teams met, and if the Cougars can get similar offensive balance with the continued commitment on defense, they should be in position to have success.
Also on Saturday at 4, it will be our CAA Game of the Week on Sports Live as William & Mary will visit Hofstra. These two put on quite a show earlier in the conference season, Rob.
That they did. A thrilling 93-90 triple overtime victory by Hofstra that featured numerous big shots on both sides. That game just continued a trend of outstanding matchups between these two teams. 5 of the 10 previous meetings have been decided by just a single possession, including 3 overtime games. For Hofstra, this is a big week to see if they can regain the momentum built up during that amazing 16-game winning streak. The Pride has veteran leaders in the backcourt with Justin Wright-Foreman, Deshaun Bowie, and Eli Pemberton, and there's no reason to think they won't shake off a tough offensive performance against Northeastern. Helping that cause will be a sellout crowd with students back in session. This is also the second game of an important road swing for William & Mary. The Tribe was able to get rolling at home last week, and now they get to see how they measure up against the 2 top teams in the conference. William & Mary's 2 All-CAA standouts, Nathan Knight and Justin Pierce, combined for 55 points and 25 rebounds in the first meeting between these two teams, and they'll need to play at a similar high level in this one.
Now here's a look at the rest of the upcoming action around CAA men's basketball.
The month of March is not for the weak. If you want to get to the big dance, the road starts here. Every practice, every game leads to this moment. Win or go home. The CAA tournament is coming to Charleston March 9th through 12th. 10 teams, 1 goal, to be crowned champion. Go to CAAsports.com for more information.
CAAsports.com will have all the information you need regarding links to live stats, video, and audio coverage. Also, fans, you can watch all of the CAA.TV action on several devices such as Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Android TV by downloading the CAA.TV app that is available now.
You can also continue to follow the league on Facebook and Instagram by searching CAA Sports. We're also on Twitter at CAA Basketball using the hashtag CAA Hoops.
The CAA on-campus crew will be back on the road at Hofstra this week. Continue to follow our social media outlets throughout the trip for behind-the-scenes action from Long Island, and tune in next week for a feature on the Pride. That is it from us today. Enjoy the games, everyone.